22nd of September 2023, a lovely evening here in the coastal city of Mogadishu, the administrative center for Somalia. Welcome to Somalia's premier #1 station for news and updates, Dalsan TV. I'm your presenter, Abdurrahman Yusuf. Tonight, we have a couple of stories lined up for you, but first let's take a look at the stories that are making our headlines. Somalia's 690-day pause in Africa Union forced drawdown. Mogadishu mayor visits liberated Daro Ni'ma area. Nighttime robbery in Garowe city, Somalia. Glad to have you back. Now let's delve into a full bulletin. Somalia, a country plagued by war, is seeking a 90-day extension in a planned reduction of the Africa Union troops. This request comes after experiencing various significant setbacks in its fight against the Al-Shabaab militants. Here is a full story. Somalia, a country plagued by violence, is seeking a 90-day extension with a planned reduction of the Africa Union troops. This request comes after experiencing various significant setbacks in its fight against the Al-Shabaab militants. The National Security Advisor of Somalia wrote a letter to the United Nations specifically requesting a delay in the second phase of troop withdrawal, which involves the departure of 3,000 troops by the end of September. The authenticity of the request was confirmed by a senior government official who spoke to Dalsan Media. The letter highlights the government's achievements in reclaiming towns, villages, and vital supply routes since launching the offensive. However, it also acknowledges the setbacks suffered since late August, including an attack on its forces in the central Galgaduud region and subsequent retreats from several previously captured towns. Dated September 19th, the letter was addressed to Ambassador Hoxha of Albania, the current president of the United Nations Security Council. It was signed by Somalia's National Security Advisor, Hussein Sheikh Ali. Interestingly, this request comes shortly after ATMIS announced the beginning of the second phase of troop reduction, which aimed to see the departure of 3,000 troops by the end of September. The first phase of troop reduction was concluded in June 30th, with 2,000 AU troops leaving 6 bases being handed over to the Somali forces. Prior to the troop reductions, ATMIS consisted of approximately 20,000 uniformed personnel from Burundi, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya and Uganda. The governor of Banadr region, who also doubled up as the mayor of Mogadishu, Mr. Yusuf Hussein Jim'ale Madale, visited the recently liberated Daro Ni'ma area in the Middle Shabelle region on Friday. The governor of Banadr and the mayor of Mogadishu, Mr. Yusuf Hussein Jim'ale Madale, accompanied by a delegation of officials, paid a visit to the Daro Ni'ma in the area in the Middle Shabelle region on Friday. The area has recently been liberated from the control of the Al-Shabaab militants, who have been engaged in a violent insurgency in Somalia for over a decade. The governor's delegation were warmly received by local authorities, elders, residents who expressed their gratitude and appreciation for the efforts of the federal government and the National Army in restoring peace and security to the region. The governor also conducted an inspection of the situation of the displaced individuals who fled from the Al-Shabaab attacks and assuring them of humanitarian assistance and support. In his address, the governor commended the bravery and sacrifice of the National Army and the local populace, which valiantly fought against the Al-Shabaab militias. He urged them to sustain their unity and vigilance while cooperating with the security forces to prevent the resurgence of the Khawarij, a term denoting the extremist group deviating from the principles of Islam. Furthermore, the governor emphasized the ongoing development projects being implemented in the federal government in Middle Shabelle region, encompassing infrastructure such as roads, bridges, schools, and health centers. He affirmed that these initiatives will enhance the living conditions of the population and foster opportunities for economic growth and social advancement. The Daro Ni'ma area stands as one of the strategic locations liberated from Al-Shabaab militants in the recent months. Situated in the proximity to Johar Airport, which serves as a crucial lifeline for delivering humanitarian aid and supplies to the region, its liberation has also facilitated the reopening of trade routes and markets that were previously blocked by the Al-Shabaab militias. A harrowing incident that happened in Garowe city was captured on CCTV. The short video clip shows a white SUV parked at a petrol station and an armed soldier in uniform brandishing his weapon and intimidating the clerk. A harrowing incident that happened in Garowe was caught on CCTV. The short video clip shows a white SUV parked at a petrol station and an armed soldier in uniform brandishing his weapon and intimidating a clerk. Dalsan TV had the opportunity to interview the victim of the encounter. He said the confrontation occurred at night when a car pulled up to the petrol station and a man armed with two AK-47s had gotten out of the car and ordered him to fill the car with 5 liters of petrol. According to the employee, as it was nighttime and the security in the region is dubious, the standard procedure at this establishment was to ask for an upfront payment first. This simple request angered the assailant, and he belligerently waved his weapon and screamed at the employee that he will burn and destroy the petrol station. The employee calmly tried to de-escalate the situation. However, this could not abate the gunman as he fired off 3 shots at the employee, 2 aimed at his feet and 1 inches away from his head. The employee is still composed and looking to curtail any potential damages or violence, complied with the aggressor's demands and filled the car with fuel. He also managed to write down the number plate of the vehicle. This disturbance is all too familiar scene within the city of Garowe, as similar incidents have happened before, especially during the late hours of the night when security is scarce. Fortunately, no one was hurt in this particular incident. However, it's still very concerning for business owners in the city. According to reports, police in the city of Garowe have apprehended the assailant and have him in custody. Lovely viewers, that heart-rending story from the city of Garowe brings us to the end of our bulletin. Wherever you're watching us from, I wish to thank you for staying put, and I also wish to thank the Dalsan Media fraternity and all those who partook to make this news bulletin a success. Stay put for more stories in our subsequent bulletins. Have yourselves a lovely night and blessings galore.